Let's take a look at some proven strategies to improve your email marketing engagement. Now, open rate is a super important metric when it comes to email marketing. You can't be effective if your customers don't even open your email to begin with. Now, there are a lot of reasons why customers open an email to begin with, and the first and most prominent is sender name. If you recognize the sender, most likely you're going to open it and want to know what they want to talk about. Now, in the case of a business, oftentimes businesses set up random sender emails, or maybe they're using a service that doesn't format their email correctly, and so it looks like junk. And so this is probably the number one reason why your emails aren't getting opened, because they don't recognize who's sending it, or they recognize it as something that seems like spam. So you want to really be conscious about how you're coming off as a sender when you're sending email marketing. The other thing to think about is your subject line. Now, this accounts for roughly half, or a little bit less than half, of email opens. Now, your subject line is doing a number of things all at once. It's mainly telling your customer, hey, this is what this is about, and it's trying to persuade or intrigue the customer so that they want to learn more and open the email. Now, with your subject line, you don't want to make it too long where the customer can't really gather what it's about. But obviously, it can't be a 1 or 2 word phrase, because if you can't convey your value, they're not going to open it. So make it descriptive and persuasive, but not too long, so that it's really clear what the email is about and why they should open it. Now, outside of those 2 major reasons for email opens, you also want to consider things like the offer that you are offering. Maybe that's in the subject line or in the email, as well as the intro paragraph. So if you're writing a lot of content in the email itself, chances are your customer won't want to read all the way through, and they'll just end up deleting it. Now, when we talk specifically about subject lines, it becomes really important with how you're using it to be descriptive about what the email is about. Now, there has been some studies on the open rate as it relates to subject line. And as you can see, there is an expectation of it not being as little as 5, but definitely not being in the range of 15. So you want to keep it around 10 words, give or take a couple of words, and really make sure that it's descriptive and talking specifically to what your email is about. You also want to make sure that you're delivering on your promise. After you've sent a series of emails, it's really important that your customer sees that if you're offering value, that they've actually achieved it, if you're making promises, that you're actually keeping it, and that these emails aren't just auto-generated to clutter up your inbox, but they're actually really trying to connect you to the value that they believe that you can have. And so again, it becomes really important to understand that if you're making any claims in these emails, you have to be able to back it up. And as you do that, you're going to be building trust, not only with your customer, but with your brand. And again, with your subject line, as well as the content, you don't want to be pitching things and trying to sell stuff to your customer, because most of the time that can get your email deleted. You want to really be delivering value and showing your customer how they will experience value by responding. Now, when we talk about copywriting as it relates to emails, it's really important to make sure that your emails are conversational. Now, we want to make sure we're conveying value and we're not just selling stuff. And so we should understand both who we're sending to, what they expect from us, and then how they like to be spoken to. So if you take a look at these examples, these are both long and short, but they both do something really well, in that they're conversational, they convey the message in a way that's succinct, but also gives enough information to understand the value of what you would get out of this email. And then they're great at keeping it conversational in a way that makes you feel like you're still talking to a person, which at the end of the day, they are.